I have added the worker pair to the very left pin. So the worker pairs are in white. The passive pairs are the coloured ones here. To make sure you have the right coverage for your pattern, we are making a strip of lace. So you need to make sure that the passives will fit between the pinholes. So if you just bunch up your threads like that, you can see that they fit quite nicely between the two edges of the pinholes. So you will know that that will make a really nice even piece of lace. If you find that they are too thin and you have lots of gaps, you need to add some more pairs or use a thicker thread, make the pricking smaller. If you find that they are overlapping, you will find that you need less pairs or a thinner thread or a larger pricking. Okay, so we are ready to start our first section. We are going follow the trail from left to right, right to left, all the way down to this marking here. We are going to be using cloth stitch, also known as hole stitch, depending on where you were taught, who you were taught by, whether you used a book, whether you were in Europe or America or wherever. There are lots of variations and they're called different things. I am using standard UK Lace Guild terminology throughout this, so it will be called cloth stitch. It is cross, twist, cross, or CTC for those people that are using the abbreviations. And it is worked like this. So push your passives well out of the way. You only need to work with two pairs. You need the worker pair and the passive pair. Number your bobbins from left to right, 1 to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all you need to do. Then, to work it, the cross. Number 2 goes over number 3. Number 2 and number 4 go over 1 and 3. And number 2 goes over number 3. As you can see, they are worked through each other here. That is now on the left, and these are now on the right. We are working from left to right, so these worker pair are ready to work the next stitch. Push those out the way. Again, we are numbering 1, 2, 3, 4. So number 2 goes over number 3. 2 and 4 go over 1 and 3. And number 2 goes over number 3. As you can see, they've swapped sides. You can push that one well out the way to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 2 goes over number 3. 2 and 4 go over 1 and 3. And number 2 goes over number 3. As you can see, they have crossed, gone through each other. Push them out of the way. Last pair of this particular row. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 over 3. 2 and 4 over 1 and 3. And number 2 over number 3. Your first row of cloth stitch is now complete. So have a look at that. We need to tension them by pulling the workers to one side, not too tight, just enough to feel a gentle tug, and then just stroke the passives down. Move them back a little bit so you can see. That's all you're doing, and that will give enough to tension it. If you're using really thin thread, just be careful of how much tension you put on these going down. If you find, because you are starting off, that your bobbins end up looking like this, don't panic. You can just pull them right back together again. So this, I'm trying to leave at least 8 to 10 centimeters here, or 3 to 4 inches, depending on how well you can tension. If you have them really, really short up here, you will find that it's very difficult to see, very difficult to tension. And obviously the further down the pillow you are, the more likely they are to fall off the end, get mixed up. the spangles will get all tangled up, and it's very difficult to keep tension on things that are either too short or too long. So try and keep them all very even, and try and keep them all roughly 3 to 4 inches, 8 to 12 centimeters, something along those lines. So we're now going to put the pin in at the end of the row. We've tensioned everything. It's looking very nice and neat. So the 2 workers here need to go right over left twice. That will form a little loop around the pinhole. Grab a pin. Now pull the workers right up out of the way. Pull the passives right out of the way. And we're going to put it just there. Pull your passives back down. Pull the workers back down. Now, the workers are now going from right to left. It's exactly the same methodology for working both sides. So we'll just get rid of the ones we're not using at the moment. Push them out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 over 3. 2 and 4 over 1 and 3. 2 over 3. What we do then is we just pull them up a little bit, make that nice and tight against that pinhole. Okay, so if you're using the international symbols of cross, twist, cross, this is how you would do it. So cross, twist, cross. Exactly the same. It's exactly the same whether you're using CTC, cross, twist, cross, cloth stitch, numbering. It's all the same, just by different names. So we're just going to pull those over a little bit. I'm going to do the next one. Cross, twist, cross. Cross, twist, cross. We've come to the end of the row, so pull the workers just above the pinhole. Pinhole is right there. Pull them above, and then just give your passives a little tug. Stroke them down like the good little bobbins that they are. And then we are going to twist the worker pair twice, right over left. 1, 2. We're going to get our pin and put it there. When you are putting in edge pins to help tensioning, point them outwards. As you can see, that's slanting outwards, and the ones here are slanting slightly backwards, so they're going that way, and those are going that way. And then that will also help with tensioning your thread, because you're pulling against it and it's giving it something to pull against, rather than just, if they're straight up, your lace will rise up off the pricking because it will get too tight. So now we are going to do the next row to the right. So move those over there. If you find your workers are a little bit short at this point, you can just unwind a little bit. So make sure that your thread here is tight so you can feel the tension on it, and then just unwind just a couple of wraps just to give yourself some extra thread. Try and keep everything about the same level. So back we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 over 3. 2 and 4 over 1 and 3. 2 over 3. And then just pull them a little bit. Bring the next ones down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're pulling that one, push it out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push those out the way onto the last pair. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you are at the end of the row. So we are twisting to make that corded little loop. We are pushing those above the pinhole, putting the pinhole in, and we're going to bring them back down, just give them a little tension. And as you can see, your cloth stitch is starting to grow. Okay, looks like a linen weave, cloth weave, which is where it gets its name from, but it should be flat, there should be no bumps, and the little loops on each side should be small, and the passive should be butted right up to the pinholes. Okay, so now we are going from right to left, back through and onwards. So I'm now going to finish up to here, and I will come back and see you in a moment.